Hello and welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for joining me. My name is El. I am the Game Over Man. Obviously, you know what this video is about, but before we do get into all of that, if you enjoy the video, consider subscribing to the channel. If you like this one, hit that like button. Obviously, that's these are the prerequisites that everyone goes through at the beginning of the video. Comment down below if you can't talk today for some reason, but if you have anything to say about this, let me know in the comment section down below. Let's get into the video. Obviously, by now, if you're a true Zelda fan or you're starting to get into Zelda, you know that they are delaying the game to spring of 2023. So the first thing that I want to say is there has been a thunderous applause of praise for this idea, as people know that a longer development cycle means that they can actually work on all the kinks and the bugs and make the game better from the get-go. So hopefully that means we can actually avoid a day one patch, which a lot of games when they get released always have some sort of a day one patch that it's just very annoying, and obviously we don't want that to happen for Breath of the Wild, the sequel, and that would be amazing. So if we can avoid that with a better, longer development cycle, why not? The other thing that I think actually is a good thing about this, and I'm just going to say this is probably from a business standpoint, is that Nintendo seems to be making a good choice here. You can tell that there is a big lineup of games that they do have coming out this year, the first party games. And if they're just going to make your wallet empty, then there's no chance that you're going to buy everything that they want you to buy. And that actually probably would affect the sales. Now, I'm not saying that Breath of the Wild, the sequel, would have sales affected. I'm sure that that game will do very well on release whenever it is released. But the idea would be also not to take attention away from other games, which makes that a bit of a smarter decision. Now, whether or not that has anything to do with the development cycle and how much they're going to work on developing the game, that's a whole other story. It is potentially true that they are working on making things better, and that does give them more time to work on that. It could also just have been from a business standpoint, and let's be realistic, understanding that they're going to work on a longer development cycle for this game, that is not going to make you disappointed. If you really love this game and you don't want that day one patch or some sort of a bug that's going to ruin the whole game to be in there, then letting them develop this game and work on the game for longer and test the game for longer is something that obviously is a good thing. So I'm not going to say that that's a bad thing. There is another point I wanted to look into, and this is again a hypothesis that I just want to kind of go into very quickly for this one. It's very simple. The idea that I think is Aonuma. He said that they were working on the fact that obviously the game is taking place in the original Hyrule, but also in the skies. And the two words, and I'm going to paraphrase, I'm not sure if they are specifically in there, but the two words that I thought that I read were "and beyond." So Hyrule, the skies, and beyond. Now that basically gets me to think, what if there is a potential chance? Now, we've seen the disfigurement of Link's arm. We understand that there are some changes that he's going through, some form of darkness that is affecting him. What if a minority, I'm not even going to say a large minority of the game, but what if a minority of the game for some form or some reason takes place in Lorule? Now, I know if you love Hyrule and you love Zelda, you know about Lorule and you know about the lore that's there. What if they explore or begin to explore Lorule in a way that we haven't seen before, in a way that actually introduces new fans of Zelda to this other darker side of Hyrule, and shows people there's a whole other world in there that is completely different to the Hyrule that we are aware of now? What if that's some avenue that they do potentially explore? Now, I'm not saying that that's definitely something that they're going to do. I'm not even saying that that's something that's been speculated for this game or has even been suggested by the trailers or anything like that. But what if potentially that is somewhere that they go? Now, I just think that that would be something that's crazy, different, and you've obviously seen how nice and beautiful and lush Hyrule is. I wonder if they ever do decide to go there, if the sequel to Breath of the Wild, or Breath of the Wild the sequel, if they go into Lorule in that, will they make that a dark, desolate, just evil and destructive place? I'm very curious to see what they would do, and obviously that would be just something that we wouldn't even expect coming if they haven't said anything about it. Obviously, I'm going with the idea that because he's disfigured in some way, that is Link that I'm talking about, because he's disfigured in some way that maybe there is a potential for them to explore or discover Lorule, it would be very interesting. But those are basically my thoughts on this whole thing. If you have any other thoughts, please leave them down below. Let me know what you think. Hit that comment section, hit the subscribe button, hit that like button if this was something that you enjoyed, this video, this hypothesis, anything that you enjoyed in this video. Hit the like button or the dislike button. I mean, it's there. Please don't hit the dislike button. No, I'm just kidding. It's up to you. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. Hit the subscribe button, and I will see you in the next time. But just remember that it's
Game over, man. It's game over.
Court's adjourned.